And he looks at you and goes, "What do you think you're doing?"
I believe I'm checking in. Look, I believe we've got a pretty big deal on our hands here with the whole Wellspring deal. So I think it behooves us to have a further discussion. Besides, my friend here wanted to, what was it, Lia? Check in. Yeah.
So you guys teleport up, and this whole front room that you're in is just windows, and you can see out the city, the hills beyond, the river, the lake. You can see all kinds of things from up as high as you are right now. And you lean up against the windows a little bit. You get that very like quick sense of vertigo, and you just take a step
We're
back.
very high up. I think
Oh.
I've ever been this high up.
I mean, he's the Archmagus. Of course, he's got, the penthouse.
I suppose it stands to reason. Do you think Orlo's this high all the time? Is that?
I think we're up a little bit higher.
Huh.
And
All right, let's go see this asshole.
you guys turn around, and there's just a small framed elven man just sitting at a desk staring at the two of you.
Oh, hello. We just wanted to check and see if Gilla was in.
Oh, we have an appointment.
No,
Me and the professor here.
incorrect.
Emmerin.
He told us to come back and find him.
We don't have an appointment. We just thought we'd check and see if he was in.
He's always in, but I don't think that he is looking for. And you can see that. Go ahead and make a perception check. You both can if you'd like.
Yes, please.
11.
I'm gonna find the thing. Hold on. I really should have went and got my dice. God damn it. 11.
He's like staring directly at you guys, but you're not sure if it's just because you're up here or if there's more going on than that. But he kind of is just staring you up and down, and he goes, I don't think that he's expecting you.
Do I notice him like look towards where he is?
Oh yeah, I mean, so where you came up is,
Or I guess is it obvious?
yeah. So it's set in like kind of like like where this windowed area is, and then there's his like it's like a longer curved desk, set back up against the wall, and then just a large set of doors. The room is probably no more than like 10 by 15 or so that you're in currently.
I know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm doing it anyway. Emery's just gonna like roll his eyes and like, oh dear God, and either slap 5 gold on the table, hop over the desk, and walk up to the door and just try to go in. I know precisely what's gonna happen, but it's fine.
Not what I was expecting. Give me 1 second.
Hold on, I'm gonna need 8 more D6s.
Well, maybe I don't know what's going to happen. My sheer presumption is you're going to pull on the door and thunk. And then I'm going to go back and stand by Lia and go, well, I'm a lot of ideas.
So Lia, you see as Emmerin slams this gold piece on the desk and walks over.
5.
5, excuse me. 5 gold pieces and walks over to the desk.
Tell me what kind of check to make, man.
You make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. 12. Oh, it's so much worse than I thought.
You feel as this magic starts to like creep up your back, Emmerin, and you're familiar with magic. You're familiar with the arcane for sure, and you feel it as it starts to kind of creep up your back and turn the skin on your back and the armor on your back into this different feeling. You start to feel as it pulls and elongates and starts to feel like maybe feathers. And as you do, you touch the door and you kind of feel this, it's starting to roll up your back and you kind of just shake it off. And you can feel that kind of demon deep inside of you just like growl as it kind of pushes the magic out of you.
Woo! Out of curiosity, what was the spell?
Polymorph.
Oh, you're going to turn me into a chicken. That would have been grand.
What does Lia exactly see?
You see exactly the same thing, but you see just as Emmerin walks forward, you see as like the person on your left kind of looks at him and then does some hand waves, starts saying the components, and you see the armor and the cloak on Emmerin's back start to kind of like adhere closer to him and starts to like elongate and form into these just like longer feathers. As they kind of, it starts to like pull out the feathers individually from the cloak, and they start turning like a different color, and then all of a sudden they just snap back to like his cloak and his shoulders.
He's gonna land and pull on the door. What happens with the door?
It opens.
It opens, and it's just gonna look back at him and go, "Better men than you have tried," and I'm gonna go in.
I'm just gonna look at the guy and just, I'm so sorry. He has no sense of propriety. And then I'm just gonna follow him.
So you open the doors and walk into this grand open room. Large, sprawling ceiling. Every type of arcane device that you can think of. There's wands and staves and crystal balls and like magical devices that are kind of like floating above pedestals. Herbs and flowers and plants kind of just growing down over things, and it is beautifully decorated and beautifully designed. And far in the back corner, as you see as he hears the door open, snaps his head around, and is the same man that you saw earlier, High Mega Skiller. And he looks at you and goes, "What do you think you're doing?"
I believe I'm checking in. Look, I believe we've got a pretty big deal on our hands here with the whole Wellspring deal. So I think it behooves us to have a further discussion. Besides, my friend here wanted to, what was it, like check in? Yeah, she's got better manners than I do, so I'll let her continue on.
I'm not sure there's any recovering from that, Emmerin.
I believe in you. Is there a chair anywhere
And
other than his? I won't take his.
Not start this shit again.
He just wants to sit down. Kick his feet up, make himself at home.
He's just absolutely stunned and like kind of just aghast at the moment and has no idea. He just like looks at you and then looks at Lia and he goes, Fine. What?
Well, I'd hope to have this conversation under less upsetting circumstances. But so
Emmerin just rolls his eyes.
do I see him roll his eyes?
Upsetting.
I
doesn't
don't
try
think
to
you
hide
couldn't
it.
not see him roll his eyes.
I when he rolls his eyes at me, I go, excuse me one moment, and I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Emmerin.
What's that's a wisdom save as well, I believe, yeah? Or is it a charisma?
Or do we have to
Wisdom.
go through this again? Ooh, 4. Dad.
Don't make the save, bud.
Who gave you my D20?
Yeah, really.
So,
The high magus is just going to let people cast spells in his office? That seems dangerous.
Oh, God.
So 2 of us are re-rolling characters tonight, right?
No,
Look, he was cool
I
with
was
me.
joking about the TPK earlier.
he was. So he watches Lia walk over to you, Emmerin, and you start doing your components, Lia. And he kind of like looks at you and watches you, and he stops you for a second, and he like grabs your elbow and pulls it out like towards him a little bit, and like lowers one of your fingers, and like turns your wrist. He's like, better that way. And then Emmerin, all of a sudden you start like, as you're kind of rolling through your conversation, you just get the little and you just can't control yourself and just start like
So it's going to look at her and go, oh my God, your face. And he's going to fall on the floor and just roll around laughing. Like, oh, Lia. Oh. Carry on.
Thank you for that. So we were talking with Octavia. She anticipated that it would take roughly 3 to 4 weeks to go through the ritual and determine if it was safe for us to perform. We're not sure that we have that amount of time to stay currently. So there was some talk of making copies for you all, which she said would be fine. However, I wanted to talk with you and see if it would be possible that we could have some assurances that those copies would only be available to you and Octavia and no one else.
So, let me clarify. You break into my office.
I didn't, technically speaking. That would have
And he just
been
looks
him.
up and like glares at you.
Yes, sir.
You break into my office with let's say a request. And you expect that I will just be fine with that. And he like puts his foot on you, Emmerin, and like shakes you, and you like kind of roll out of the, and you can feel like the laughter kind of like
Oh, yeah, you've got big feet, sir. And I'll just kind of get up off the ground. He's like, I gotta lie, I don't mind that one. That's not so bad. Sir, look, sorry for the breaking in, as it were, but the door was open. Uh, we just worry a little bit about the information we've brought to you to being shared with the church. We have some reasons to believe that they might be up to some shady things in Bracker Court, and we don't. We're bringing this to you as a kind of an olive branch show of faith that we're here to do the right thing, and we just don't want that shared with someone who might be our mutual enemy. And we just don't think that's unreasonable.
The barging in, though, very impolite, and I'll like kick him. Emmerin, not Giller. Just to be very
I
clear.
figured as much.
He's been kicked one too many times. He's punched her in the back of the head.
Go ahead and
Just need a d20.
make.
Okay, not a punch in the back of the head. A slap on the back to be like, "Oh, we joking around."
Go ahead and make each of you
Oh no.
a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ooh. Persuasion, not perception, Lance. Roll.
17.
Ooh, 6.
You and your persuasion, Lia.
I rolled a 4.
That's fucking wild. I have made sacrifices to keep our people safe, to much against my initial opinion. What proof do you have that you feel warrants my trust?
Oh, I don't know how much I trust this guy. We just kind of walked in here and we're like, "Hey, here's all the things we're doing. Ah, it's cool though. Here's the ritual we're gonna do. Ah."
Man,
Oh,
that would be
no.
weird if Orlo had a charm potion in the bags that are all connected that you could use to make him trust you more.
Oh,
That'd
here,
be,
drink
that'd
this.
be, that'd be super weird.
Hey, I just walked into your office and I know I'm asking you something totally impossible, but here, can you drink this and just
He
trust
doesn't.
me?
He doesn't have any drinks laying around. Come on, scan the room.
I suppose that's fair.
Well, we can reach into the bag and pull out the notes from SETI and the journal that Roland found.
Yeah, I'm so skeptical about trusting this guy wholeheartedly, but okay,
I just,
we'll do it.
I don't think that either of those things contain anything too salacious that he can use against us, but it might make him understand why we're suspicious.
Sure. All right, let's go for it. So I'll pull in and haul out the book that Roland found, and then the notes that said he had, and like, look, we've got ample information from informants within the city, from people that, well, I trust, and people that actually you might trust because it comes straight from the horse's mouth. His name is Max, and I'll lay the books and the notes on the table and be like, we don't really have any other choice here, so go mad.
He spends a few minutes. He takes a look at them, reads through them. Sets them back on the table. walks around for a few moments. He does a few like laps. He puts his hands behind his back and just kind of like walks around shaking and nodding his head a little bit and just letting things ruminate, I guess. And he stops all of a sudden just in the middle of the room and looks over to you guys and goes, "Meet me in an hour."
Where?
Downstairs at the wellspring. Bring your friends. We will figure this out together.
What? I'm sorry. Do you mind if I ask what you're doing in the meantime?
He kind of like just cracks a little smile, like looks up at you and shakes his head and he goes, "Always curious, aren't you?"
Well, it's just that we've been tasked with saving the world, and some people, we can't always trust them.
We've put a fair amount of trust in you, Archmage. I think it's only fair that we can ask a few questions and certainly ask. Effectively, how do we know you're not setting us up?
Well, let me ask you a question. If I was, do you think there was anything that you could do about it?
Oh, fuck, lie, he's got us there.
So, you put trust in me. I put trust in you. We will figure this out together.
Very well.
I have had some suspicions of my own, especially with some of the things that have gone on around here. I have a few things that I need to check on. But I'll meet you there soon.
Thank you, Archmage.
And he kind of gives you a small nod and he looks at Emmerin. He goes, "If you touch my door again, I will remove you from this world. Do you understand me?"
Yeah, I've heard it all before. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll
When
be
you-
all right.
When he says that to Emmerin, I'm gonna lower my head as I curtsy just to kind of try to hide the fact that I'm laughing.
So you guys make your way out. And Sir Roland,